This video was made specifically for young achievers who want to become high achievers. If you're a young businessman, young art creator, or student, then keep listening. I consider myself somebody who could talk about this topic reasonably, despite my current depiction on this channel.
Say hi, Jonas, to Sleepy German.
No.
I'm not sleeping, I'm meditating.
If that wasn't convincing enough.
No.
I'm writing since 15 years. First books, then stories, all of them unpublished. Later scripts, 50 short scripts of them were actually filmed. I quit school, visited acting school, got a degree and an agent. I built something to the effect of a movie production company with some good colleagues from Cologne, Germany and Lisbon, Portugal. I shot over 50 short films as a writer-director, 44 of them within 4 months. I worked on over 100 sets. I built contact bases in over 10 different German cities, as well as London, LA, Lisbon and Skopje. 1 month ago I had my 21st birthday.
So to make this simple, I split it up in the 3 most important points to becoming a high achiever. Topic 1, floor and ceiling. If you want to achieve anything, none of it you will reach without having the right skill. If you don't have the right skill or the right amount of that skill, you will basically fail at achieving whatever you set for yourself. There really is no story of somebody falling the ladder up to success. So unfortunately, my friend, we have to do the hard work. The good thing about that is, if we do the work, then we can be sure that if we hit a certain amount, a certain level of skill, that our chances are 99% that we reach some sort of success that will at least financially sustain us. Let me explain. Your skill is like a power curve. It starts at the beginning, you learn very much, you learn the essentials, the most important things at the beginning. And then as you walk towards mastery, you become slower, but you also get closer to what I would call the industry standard. Wherever you are, most likely other people are doing the same thing as you, so they are in the same field. And in this field, there's a standard. And when you reach that consistently, you know that people have an interest of hiring you or working with you or giving you the money to do your thing. So it's very simple. All you want to do is bring the floor of your skill up to that standard. The mistake that people make is that they prepare for the crucial day and then try and be on point on that day and hope that it works. And then they either make it or they don't. You should not rely on hope, and you should not need to be on your best on the day where it matters. In fact, you should be able to do what is needed on your worst day. And this is what floor and ceiling is about. Imagine your skill as like a line, and every day and every month you fluctuate a little bit because you slept more or less, you're in some sort of relationship troubles or not, whatever, all sorts of external factors. Now some important day comes along and I don't know, you're an actor and an important producer on set, and all of a sudden you can't perform the way you should. Now, if you would have raised your skill floor, which is the worst you will perform when you want to the degree that you're over that industry standard, you can be sure that every time you go somewhere to do something, you will hit the required standard at least. Which will then also say about your best day, that your best day is probably quite spectacular. And you want to be able to go over that line. Because the moment you reach over that line, you can basically print yourself a check with a little bit of marketing. So the question comes up, how do I do that? How do I raise my floor to the level where I'm safe, basically, safe in industry standard terms? Consider your main skill, like directing, painting, selling, as like a subset of multiple like different areas. And you want to bring those areas up. Now, the main mistake that people make when trying to learn the skill and bring it over that crucial boundary is that they double down on one thing, bring it up all the way to the top. So that in this way, there's like a discrepancy between the lower, the undeveloped parts of what you can do within that skill and the very developed parts. And this will like spread your floor and ceiling apart from each other. And that's something that doesn't help you, because on your worst day, you will be bad, like bad. On your best day, everyone thinks you're a genius. That will basically introduce chaos, and that's something you can't have. Not if you want to like predictably perform. That doesn't mean that you can't be obsessed about a certain area and that you can have a signature strength. I'm just saying, don't make the mistake of neglecting the rest. Here comes topic 2, collaborations. So there's one thing that keeps you from growing and from going very fast on the way upwards to the kind of success that you want in terms of opportunities. So your skill is kind of your kingdom. You're the king, the skill is your kingdom. You can do whatever you need to do. You can develop the skill and you have full control. But if you stay within those boundaries, you make the mistake of cutting off a lot of opportunities. One of the things that will happen if you only work on your skills, which is important, but if you only do that, you will trap yourself. Because opportunities come from interactions with other people. Because they have their own microcosmos, they know their own people. The moment you get together, things happen that you can't have thought of on your own. So the trap is basically to stay with yourself, stay in your little room, stay alone, do your thing, and then you might build quite an amount of skill, but you don't grow it as fast as you could. Because oftentimes you're missing out on mentors, you're missing out on peers who help you learn. You're missing out on experiences that help you grow. To avoid that, you need to go out and face the uncertainty of social interaction, basically. If you don't feel like your skill is high enough, or you're not in some sort of sense like worthy, or if you just feel unsure, or that you don't know enough about the industry and stuff, it's very easy. Just start with a little humility. That's all. And be like, see, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I want to learn and stuff. Here's what I've done before. If you have something to show, can I please, like, can you tell me like something, or can you give me an advice and stuff? And oftentimes people are super kind and be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, so I did this, I did that. Do you want to come and hang out? In my case, do you want to come and hang out on the set that I'm having next Saturday? And ta-da, you're on somebody's set. So in my case, there was like a local filmmaker group, and I found them via Facebook, and I just went there, and everyone was more skilled than I was. And I was like, and I just sat there and listened, and then I explained to them the project that I did at the moment, and they were like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I was like, sure, it's gonna work. I said so, and also I planned it. And it didn't work. But I met a bunch of people there, and they kind of rightfully, like, they told me what wouldn't work, and I saw it, and I came back, and I started to talk to them, and they gave me a bunch of feedback, and we talked some more, and I read some of their scripts, and they read mine, and it was really helpful. 2 years later, I came back to the same place, and I was basically in the position of like being more skilled and more knowledgeable than most of the people there. And it worked the other way around, right? So I invited people on my sets instead of they invited me on theirs. It's very important to note that it's like a 2-hour evening to be around those people. It's not a huge investment. It will grow your awareness of the industry in a way that you couldn't grow if you would just like research it. You meet somebody, and through them you meet more people, and through them you meet more, and it's like a tree. And every single person, every single leaf in that tree is a potential opportunity. Topic 3, dreaming and doing. A little bit of dreaming is required to orient yourself towards where you want to go. But ultimately it's doing which will give you the effect. The kind of people who demonstrated the most skill, who got the jobs, who were successful, who worked with a bunch of impressive people that I met, were always the kind of people who were just constantly doing it. I've never met somebody who is working on whatever he's working on every, second month of the year or something. Let me give you an example. When I was in acting school, I did acting every day because it was part of the curriculum. When I left acting school, I did acting every week, once, twice maybe. But directing and writing, I did every single day. After a while, people started asking me to do directing and writing, and more directing and writing, and more directing and writing. So if you want to reach that certain state of being successful in a certain area, make sure that you also put in the time. And it's very simple. But if you're not getting the kind of response, that might be why. I mean, the calendar tells you the truth about if you're doing it or not. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you want to. Subscribe. Hit all the buttons. Do all the things. Thank you very much. See you. Yeah. Yeah.
Leave a comment.